Hi YouTube, and welcome to this video drum lesson. Now today I'm going to be taking you through one of my favourite warm-up exercises, which I use before any show, band rehearsal, when I'm just at home practicing with the pad. Now it's really useful because not only does it warm up your hands and your arms as well, but it also warms up your mind quite a bit and gets you thinking and your brain connected to your sticks. So the exercise itself is going to revolve around 16th notes played as single strokes. There's going to be 4 bars in total. So the counting we're going to be using is 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Okay, so what we're going to do with the first bar is we're going to take each of the notes played on the beat, so on the 1, the 2, the 3 and the 4, and we're going to accent those. So the first bar will sound like this. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Okay, so nothing too complicated, just chucking an accent on each of the notes on the beat. Now the second bar is where it starts to get a little trickier. What we're going to do is we're going to take those accents that we just played and we're going to shift them along 1/16th note. So instead of being on each beat, they'll be just after, so on the E of each count. So here's what it should sound like. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Okay, so again it doesn't sound too complicated, but what you'll notice when you play it is that it's really hard not to put the left hand accent on the beat. You've got to keep it just after. So it will feel unnatural, but it's one of the things that makes this such a great warm-up exercise, to keep you from putting the accent on the beat and get you to think more about where you place things and how you're playing certain things. What you'll also notice is that not only are you shifting the accent along with each bar, but you're also changing the hands with which you're playing the accent. So the first bar, the accents will be with your right hand, or whichever hand you start leading with, and the next bar will be with your left hand. So it gets you warming up your dominant hand and your weaker hand evenly as well, which is absolutely fantastic because a lot of people tend to concentrate a lot more on their dominant hand. So as you probably guessed, the next bars 3 and 4, will follow the same pattern. So bar 3, the accents will be on the and of each beat, so like this. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. And bar 4, the accent is going to be on the ah of each beat, so like this. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play the 4 bars all the way through back to back, and I'm going to loop it round again for a second run through. And what you notice is that when it does turn around, so I'll start the phrase again, the very last note of the phrase is an accent with the left hand, and the very first note is an accent with the right hand. So you'll hear a double accent there as it turns around. So I'm going to play it for you first of all at 80 beats per minute, and then again at 110 BPM, just so you can hear the difference between 2 different speeds. Okay, and now again at 110 BPM. And there we have it. That's the whole exercise. Now, the tempting thing is to go and play it as fast as you can, but rather than jumping straight into speed, I highly recommend that you start off practicing really slowly. So when I was running through and giving you a demonstration of each bar on its own, it was around 60 BPM. So that's the sort of speed that you want to be starting off at. And I know it's really slow, and I can almost hear you from here telling me how boring that sounds. But speed is nothing without clarity in your playing. So when you practice at a slower tempo, the actions and the movements really sort of get ingrained into your muscle memory, so that when you do speed it up, it sounds a lot clearer and sound 400 times better than it would if you jump straight in. Okay? So happy practicing, and I'll see you next time.